Johnny here from You Know Media, and the fonts you choose for your business are really important for your brand. In this video, we look at some cool tools that help you to choose, so stay tuned. At You Know Media, we help companies grow and thrive using the latest tools, tricks, and marketing techniques. From websites to automated sales funnels, social media content, and much more. We are constantly releasing new material on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments section below. Just before we get going, I want to very quickly tell you about our exclusive offer. We are giving away free access to our paid Hub You Know platform for the first 50 people who click on the link in the description. This offer is going on all of our YouTube videos, so hurry and get your place. Within Hub You Know, we have created over 100 training videos in 13 courses. You'll also find recorded webinars and a host of other free content, so remember to click on that link in the description. Let's get on with the video. Choosing the right fonts is a vital part of your branding. Getting it right can make your content stand out and look professional. If you get it wrong, then these will be turned off straight away and not engage with your content. In this video, we will look at some basic rules of fonts, as well as looking at the tools and techniques you can use to choose the right fonts for your brand. Firstly, fonts are usually broken down into two groups, sans and serif. Here you can see serif on the left and sans on the right. Notice the elongation on the areas of the serif font. We generally use sans fonts, but it can depend on your brand. Choosing between these two types may be one of the first choices you have to make. Examples of popular serif fonts are Droid Serif, Times New Roman, and Baskerville, though a quick search of the internet will show you there are plenty to choose from. Examples of sans fonts are Open Sans, Roboto. Again, there are a huge number out there to choose from. Fonts also come in different weights, such as Open Sans Extra Bold, Open Sans Light, and Open Sans Condensed. Each of these are set at the same font size for comparison. With the huge number of potential fonts out there, it can be a daunting prospect to go through them all and select the right one. When choosing a font, we would recommend you use a Google font. There are two main reasons to do this. Firstly, they are free, and secondly, they are found in Elementor, so you can use them on your website. We have put a link in the description of this video to Google Fonts. What makes it even harder is that brands usually have 2 to 3 fonts rather than just one. The added difficulty is they shouldn't clash but should complement each other. If they're too closely matched, they don't stand out and can look a little strange, but if they're too different, they can start to look off and affect the brand. There are two simple ways that we would recommend to start choosing fonts. One is called FontSpark and the other is Canva. Now this is the first tool we're going to look at called FontSpark. Now this is a tool we really like to use to have a look and get some inspiration. So in here you are going to type something. So I'd recommend, I think you can only put a short sentence in, so I'm going to put this is my font. I'm going to put font in capitals because I like to have a look at what the font looks like in capitals as well. Now as you can see there, it's automatically put it into a font. And if you click generate at the bottom, it will keep circling through some fonts. Now you will notice that some of them are sans and some of them are serif. Some of them are bold, some of them are light as well. Now one of the cool things you can do on here is click this little dial here. Let's say if you kind of like the type font as sans, so you choose sans, serif or other, so I'm going to choose sans. And you can choose the weight of them, so you can say light, regular or bold. So let's say you want the sans one and you wanted a bold sans font. You can then click generate. It'll only cycle through bold sans fonts. So again, you can click on that. Click serif. Maybe you wanted light serif. You can see there it's got the parts on the letters. It shows it's a serif font. And keep cycling through. Let's say you get to one and you quite like it, and you say, okay, this is the font I like. So the cool thing you can do on here is click Get Font. Now if you click Get Font, it will take you to the font family for Google Fonts. Now you can just click Download Family and it will download this font for you, or you can just get a name of it. So another really cool thing about this is the pairings. So if I click on Pairings on the right, it shows which font it recommends for it going with. So it's got Open Sans, Roboto, Latte and Montserrat. And as you can see here, this font that we've chosen is on the top, and the Sans Pro is on the bottom. So Source Sans Pro, sorry, is on the bottom. So if you click Roboto, that changes to Roboto or Montserrat, and you can see what the two look like joining up together. So this is a really useful tool just for getting going and for choosing some fonts and maybe have a look and getting some inspiration before you move on to the next stage. After using FontSpark, the next thing we like to do is use Canva to have a look at how the fonts look together. So you can click Create Design. We then choose an A4 piece of paper, click on that. So here you've got these pages and we're just going to add some fonts to it. So just click Text, add a heading, and then in here you can just write whatever sentence you want. Now you can also zoom in to see it a little bit better. So I'm just going to call it My Font Choice. Okay, now I am going to simply copy and paste this one a number of times. And this is how we can look at different headings. So we can just click on one, choose our font, type in which font we want to use, choose that font, compare it with the second font down. And the other good thing about using Canva is if you choose a font, you click on there, you can choose what sort of one you want it to look like. So for example, handwriting font, you can click on there, you can have a look at, scroll through and choose a handwriting font. Or if you wanted one that was a corporate one, you can go through and choose from all the corporate fonts there. Just have a look and if you can compare them. And then once you've got it at this stage, sometimes underneath you can put a little body of text. So you can put a little body of text and maybe just have a look through and see which fonts look good together. So I'm going to choose another corporate font that looks maybe good with that font. So I may choose, let's go for that one. So I can put them together in a paragraph and start to have a look at what the fonts might look like together or how they may look. So the FontSpark one lets you choose some fonts, and then we would recommend using Canva because on Canva you can start to compare what the fonts are going to look like together, and just to make sure they don't clash and they blend well together as well. Though this is a tried and tested methodology that we use to choose our fonts and choose fonts for some of our clients, there is no quick way to do this. But if you do the research and use the tools we've shown you in this video, you should come across a font that perfectly matches your brand.